Welcome guys, I'm Matt Hetherington from MHTableTennis.com, and on day 7 of my 30 days of coaching video tutorials, I'm going to be focusing on opening against the half-long ball. And there are a few things that we need to look at when we're approaching this. First is how to recognize a half-long ball in table tennis. What are some of the characteristics? And then secondly, some of the mechanics and ways that we can practice playing against that half-long shot. Let's think a little bit about how we can recognize a half-long ball in table tennis. So we can categorize table tennis shots as being long or short, and half-long falls into the category of long. A short ball bounces at least twice on the table. A half-long ball only bounces once. The difference between half-long and long is characterized by the ball traveling very close to either the back line of the table, the corner, or the side edge of the table. So it's a ball that starts to drop below the table surface over these points on the table. The reason that it's so hard to deal with is because of the height of the ball on contact. So a long ball, we might have time and contact the ball up here. We can add a lot of weight transfer and a lot of forward momentum and power. With the half-long ball, unless we're taking the ball early, which means that you have to recognize the length of the ball early, a lot of the time the ball is going to be dropping. And that's something that I want to focus on more today, because I don't want to get too complicated with the earlier timing option. I want to focus on this ball contact that starts coming more towards this back edge in particular of the table. Let's start off by thinking a little bit about how you might recognize when a ball is going half long. And it's not always easy to see telltale signs, but there are some things that you can observe that might help you prepare. One of them on serve is the first bounce from your opponent's serve coming closer on the table, on their side of the table, to them. This is usually characteristic of a long serve, and players can have trouble keeping the ball short when the first bounce is closer to them. One of the other things that you can learn or observe are patterns. So if there are certain serves, say I play somebody who has a short forehand serve that's always short, maybe when they step around and start serving backhand, that ball drifts longer. Again, we can prepare for that scenario. One of the things in particular that I look for is tightness in the hands. So a lot of players who are tight, or if you can see nervousness in the people that you're playing against, that usually makes it hard to control the ball short. So if I see tightness on contact, or also longer drawn out swings, I know usually that there's a better chance that the ball is going to be coming long or half long. Okay, let's start off with footwork positioning. So usually when we're playing with more power, we want our playing foot to be more back. This allows us to draw more body weight back onto it, and we can really push through our contact. With the half-long ball in the beginning, you don't want to focus on power. The focus needs to be more on perception, especially of depth. Depth perception of where this ball is going to be when we can contact it, and just in being able to feel the ball and compensate with different parts of our body in order to generate spin and acceleration, particularly when we can't use as much lower body in the stroke. And the reason for that is that in order to get that perception of where the ball's coming, usually our feet need to be a little bit more parallel. And you can even bring this foot slightly in front so that your knee is closer to where you're going to contact the ball, and you're able to gauge where the ball is going to bounce, where it's going to line up with your body. So usually you want to get as low as possible with this knee close to where the ball is going to start coming towards the end of the table, so that you can see and line up accurately where it's safe to contact the ball. You don't need to do too much with this shot in the beginning. Your focus should be on trying to generate acceleration through your swing, Also adding some body weight from your leg and your core, but it's not a full power swing. Okay, so you really want to focus on brushing the ball as much as possible, getting good depth on the table, getting good acceleration, and your goal should be to play a shot with enough quality that it gives you an opportunity to make a stronger follow-up. Okay, obviously you don't have the same amount of rotation as you would with your other loops. Okay, so sometimes you have to compensate a little bit more with your arm. Okay, so it's important to really work on trying to judge this ball. The goal really is to try and get as much spin on that ball as possible. Because if we can put if we can put a heavy amount of top spin on this ball, that makes it harder for our opponent to counter loop or to block the first ball. But a lot of it is about exercising good judgment. Obviously you have to be careful with this drill, because I don't want people injuring themselves. So if you're not entirely sure, it's better to err on the side of caution. Especially during practice. So this can be a good exercise if you have a robot at home, because a lot of the time the robot has some inconsistencies. Can't always produce the same ball, and so you're able to judge whether the ball is going to go long or short. Okay, but you just want to work on getting close to that ball contact and have a good perspective then of whether the ball is going to go long or short. When you're starting out practicing against this half-long ball, whether it's from a robot or somebody feeding you multi-ball, it's a good opportunity for the feeder to give some variations and to sometimes feed a short ball. Please be careful when you're training this, because as I said, you know, when you're dealing with the edge and corners of the table, injuries can happen, and I've seen it before. So it's really a test of your judgment. I would advise in the beginning, when you're starting out learning this, focus more on the inside of the table, because dealing with the back edges is a lot easier than dealing with the corners. So try and start off in the middle of your forehand, learning this half-long opening ball. And once you get more adept at it, then you want to move to picking up a half-long ball off this edge. And then after that, you can mix it in so that the ball is moving more towards the corner. Because if you can pick up a half-long ball off the corner, that's really the most difficult receive for you. And as usual, with all of my coaching tutorial videos, if you have any questions, you can reach me by email at MHTableTennis@gmail.com. You can leave comments below, or you can find me on Instagram or Facebook at MHTableTennis. I'm always here to give my time to you guys if you're struggling with different aspects of this. Hopefully you've enjoyed this video into possibly one of the more under-practiced areas of table tennis, or one that doesn't really have so many tutorial videos covering it. And good luck practicing your forehand opening against a half-long ball.